Alright, this is our landing page code along. So we're going to be creating our first HTML page. It's going to look something like this. You can modify the name and the quote that you want. And yeah, this is what we're going to make. So open up your Replit. It should look something like this. I've already changed my writing to look a little bigger so you can see it. You can change the layout as well. I think for the video though, I'm going to leave it as a white background. I think it'll show up a little bit better. So I'm going back to my files. Now, the first thing that I see here is we've got "Good morning, Mr. Gurla." All right, so that's going to be in the body of this. So if we go back to this Replit, you can see there's a lot of already information in here that's given, and it's all in the header, which is actually saying what our website is called, like on a tab or something. We're going to ignore that for now. Okay, so all this stuff about like the style sheet and stuff, we are actually going to use that, just not yet. So we're going to just ignore all that for now and just go right here to the body. And this part that says script and script.js, again, we're not going to use it yet, but we will be using it. So I'm just going to leave that. So then going back here underneath, "Good morning, Mr. Gurla." Okay, so I need to write that. Now that looks like it's a header to me that I used. So we're going to use header1 tag, and I'm just going to write "Good morning, Mr. Gurla." Alright, and then we're going to close that tag, so it's an H1. And right away, we can just run that to see what that looks like. Perfect. "Good morning, Mr. Gurla." Now I like to get all the text out of the way first. So then, what is your main focus today? Now that looks a little bit different. It's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use a different header. Let's use H2 and see if that looks the same. So what is your main focus today? And again, close that tag, and we can run it quickly. Perfect. It is a little bit smaller. Excellent. Okay, so that text is good. What am I focused on? Well, I'm learning about computer science. So again, it looks a little bit different. This one actually doesn't even look like it's a header. I think it's just a paragraph, but we can check that out by using a paragraph tag. And I'm going to write in "learn more about computer science." I'm going to close that tag, and that should make it in its own line underneath. Perfect. So then we can go on to the next part. There's a horizontal rule here, and so that's easy enough. Just on the next base, and we'll put a horizontal rule. Now you don't need a closing tag for horizontal rules, so that's it. It should underneath have a line. That's it. Easy. Okay, now for my quote. Now you can use whatever quote you want, but I'm going to use that same one. So it is a paragraph, and I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. I love that quote. Won't work. You're going to find in coding that happens all the time to you. You're going to do something, think it's not going to work, or you think it's going to work, doesn't work, try again. All right, there we go. We've got our quote, except for it doesn't say 10,000. Okay, what else is on that page? Oh, and I have who the quote's from. So it's from Thomas Edison. Now, because I want it on the next line, I'm just going to use another paragraph tag, and I will say that it's from Thomas Edison. Thomas A. Edison. All right, close that tag. There we go. So that should actually be underneath. It is. Perfect. Now just to show you what would happen if I didn't put that extra tag in here. You're going to see it's actually in the same line. It ignores this enter that we put in there that's in the code, but it doesn't actually show up on the page. There is a way to make that happen, but right now we're just going to use these paragraph tags to separate them out. So it goes back in there. Just make sure it's on the separate lines again. Perfect. Then we have a horizontal rule. Okay. So again, we've already done one of those. That's just an HR tag. So if we run it, there should be another horizontal rule underneath. Perfect. Is there anything else for writing? No, I think that's it. Now, yeah, let's put in the image and just show you how to do that in this video as well. We'll do the background one afterwards. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to make my own folder because I'm going to have more than one image. I'll just say image. and then I want to add a file. Now I got these files from Pixabay, or Pixabay, sorry. And if you go on here, all of these don't have copyright, so you can use them, no problem. And they're just shared by people, pictures, whatever it might be. And I think I just typed in light bulb. It's somewhere in here. You can find a light bulb you like. I'll provide you the one I found as well. This is a really good resource though for pictures for your websites or whatever program you're writing. Alright, I'm going to add a file to my folder. So it's just easier to drag and drop this in there. So go into the image folder and whoop. Oh no, go back in. There we go. Alright, so now we're back where we were. So we got that image. Now I want to put that image after the horizontal rule, I believe. Yep. And now this is a little bit different. So we're going to type in the image. We're going to type where our source is from. And it is, now we have to be careful. We put this in a folder. So it's in the image folder. And you have to write in whatever you called it. Now, it's sometimes easier to rename these something easy. Like light bulb is pretty easy. You know exactly what it is. Don't put a bunch of numbers and letters in there. And we should put some alternate text. So in case that doesn't load up for some reason, somebody will still know what it was supposed to say or be. So it's a light bulb. And we'll just pick a width. Now, if you just put a width, it'll automatically keep its ratio size, which is kind of nice. If you put a width and a height, then you're going to have to play around with the ratio to make sure it's the same. So I think it's just easier to just do a width or length, unless you really want to change that picture in a lot of different ways. Alright, so let's do that. So we should now have a light bulb. Perfect. And yeah, like you can put this 70 pixels and it'll just get bigger. But I think 40 is good. I think 40 is what I used. And now we have all the HTML for this website. So in the next video, I will show you how to make this turn into this.